Triangle area has a lot of opportunity, like Lake Johnson Park, for you to get out and enjoy nature. Yes, Shondell, as you can see, the growing population of cities like Raleigh is becoming more and more difficult to protect green spaces just like this. But it takes the entire community to do simple things like using reusable cups and recycling. So the cups stay on for about 10 minutes. And the purpose is to relax and realign the muscle. Winter is the busiest season for tire shops. Now I spoke with customers and they say their snow tires make a huge difference in the snow compared to their all seasons. And employees say snow tires just like this makes it safer for you on the road. Going into the New Hampshire primaries tomorrow, Joe Biden is making his last-minute appeals to voters. And there seems as if there's only one thing on his mind, and that's Donald Trump. Over 100 years ago, Harriet Tubman built her house brick by brick. But now it's a place where you can come and learn about the many things about the conductor of the Underground Railroad. We have new information about the response to the coronavirus at the national and state levels. Wind-driven wildfires has forced evacuations in Sonoma County, just north of San Francisco.
Good job, bud.
Wake County mom Carissa Ozenbog wants her children to connect with nature.
I would say 2 to 4 times a month out here. To actually be like in trails and such, not just outside the front yard and backyard.
Ozenbog says she teaches her children to preserve the planet.
We try not to use single-use plastic, like they have stainless steel cups and they've got stainless steel straws and things that we take with us. We recycle.
And they find outdoor activities that are fun for the whole family.
We do things like putting up bird feeders. We have tons of plants and stuff to try to bring in bees and butterflies.
My favorite thing in the world is to see wildlife.
Chris Smith of the Natural Sciences Museum is serious about protecting wildlife.
There are types of animals that live right here in our backyards that don't live anywhere else in the world, only here in North Carolina.
And they need a space to be able to thrive and grow.
So by setting aside places, by supporting conservation efforts, we can help to protect those species as well as the ones that we see maybe all the time, even on the roadside.
The Triangle area has a lot of opportunity, like Lake Johnson Park, for you to get out and enjoy nature.
I can't think of anyone who does not benefit from conservation.
It's easy to help.
Right? You can donate time, volunteering. You can donate money. But really, things like recycling, composting if it's available.
And the work starts when you're young.
So hopefully that'll carry on when they get older and they're not just wanting to sit in a room and stare at their TV all day, every day.
Hello, Guilford.
There's one day left in the campaign, and Joe Biden is here to
ask for your vote.
Biden finished 4th in Iowa, but Evan Dobell is optimistic about tomorrow.
The reality is that when this is all done, Iowa and New Hampshire will have given 2% of the delegates necessary to get nominated.
And moving forward, he says Biden chances grow.
In the South Carolina primary, and you're going to have more of a diversity as opposed to states that are pretty white in both New Hampshire and in Iowa.
But Larry Helen is still on board, and he says so is most of America.
I know he's still #1 in the national polls, and that's a good sign.
Going into the New Hampshire primaries tomorrow, Joe Biden is making his last-minute appeals to voters, and there seems as if there's only one thing on his mind, and that's Donald Trump.
You might have heard Trump is coming to New Hampshire today. I can hardly wait.
But he said on a more serious note that the character of America is on the ballot.
No one isn't pretending that he has any respect for basic decency or the dignity that, in fact, is required of the office of President of the United States of America.
In these last few days, Biden is playing to his supporters' sense of outrage at the state of affairs in the country.
I'll be damned if I'm going to stand by and watch us lose this country to Donald Trump a second time.
You know, so much to be lost just by paving a trail, you know, and they don't seem to care.
Member of Onondaga Nation, Hickory Edwards, believes the trail is crippling the planet.
You know, it's just that we're just failing. We're failing Mother Nature. We're failing Earth.
Edwards is also concerned about the future implications the trail will have on the lake's habitat.
It'll bring more people around, and it'll scare off all these birds that are threatening the ecosystem. You know, from the top of the food chain right down to the fish that are in here.
Others are worried about the impact the trail will have on the bald eagles that live on Murphy's Island.
There's many alternative routes that the county can look into, but they really haven't spent much time looking for other opportunities. They just want the trail through the eagle habitat.
Onondaga Lake has a murky past, but as for the lake and the trail moving forward, the county says you have nothing to worry about.
Director of the Office of Environment for Onondaga County, Travis Glacier, says the county is addressing all concerns.
It's safe, we're being protective of the bald eagles, and we are being consistent with county policy of trying to open up the shores of Onondaga Lake to the public for recreation, for use, and for appreciation.
Glacier adds, it's not just the county that believes it's safe for the wildlife that lives on Murphy's Island.
Wildlife Services agree with that. We've been out on site with biologists from the New York State DEC.
Glacier says the arguments regarding the Loop the Lake Trail are all too familiar.
So this isn't a unique stance. This isn't anything that's special. And regarding Murphy's Island being sacred, this was lake bottom prior to 1822.